Hey guys, Rachele here with Amethyst Ascension, and today I am doing a video, a VR actually, to LadyKnight of Avalon, and the hashtag is shopping for tarot. So, the first question is, what was the last deck that you bought and why that one? Oh, I will put the original video as well down below, as well, as a link to it. What was the last deck that you bought and why that one? Well, I just got this yesterday. It's the Ancient Italian Tarot. And, I just was gifted this Tarot de Marseille from Diane over at Indigo Moon Woman channel, and which I'm so grateful for. I love the deck, and I thought I would get one because after a discussion with her, she had talked about how, it had kind of been from Italy before it even had gone to France, or that was what she knew the earliest was in Italy. So I thought, okay, I'll get one. And I thought that it was more based on Tarot de Marseille, or that Tarot de Marseille was based on this, but I'm not entirely sure as far as that goes. So I'll show you a few of the cards. I think they're really cool. And there's Sully, of course, making his presence known in my videos, as usual. Sully, no. So that was the last deck that I purchased. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I have not done a walkthrough. I will do a walkthrough over the next day or two. So, what was the second question? What's your decision process when you buy a new deck? Well, I will tell you, I don't normally just buy on a whim. I'm sorry, let me pause this. Okay, sorry. I put them upstairs. You're probably still going to hear them. My husband is here running a hose from our pool because it rained so much that he's draining it. Even though it's closed, it's already all the way up to the top again. So, needless to say, Sully sees him and wants to get out, and he can't. So, anywho, moving on. The decision process for me, like I said, they're not impulse buys. It's usually something that I've thought about. I'll have it in my cart, then I take it out of my cart, and then I'll go back and put it in my cart, or I put it into the safe for later, and I watch like 10 or so walkthroughs because I might get a different perspective from somebody else. I have heard other people say that they like just having like quick walkthroughs, or it's just like music, and sometimes I like that. It just depends on my mood. But other times I really like to hear how somebody connected with the deck and what value they find in it and all of that, because that also helps me to make my decisions. But so I will look at a deck for quite some while, unless I see it one time and it just speaks to me, like you guessed it. Okay, but normally it takes me a while. So let's see. What are deal breakers in a deck that keep you from buying it? First of all, if I can't see anything in the art, if the art doesn't speak to me, I'm not a huge person on collages. I'm not a big person on like abstract art. That's just not me. And I know that's kind of, you would think that maybe with sigils, because this is another deck that I love, but sigils are kind of different. So anyways, Deal breakers. I really have to like the High Priestess. I have to like the Fool. But more than anything, it's the art that speaks to me. So I was going to go on, but there's another question that pertains to the next thing, which is the next question, which is 4. Little white book or big guidebook? So here's the thing. If it is, and I've heard this before on other videos in regards to this question, if it is a deck that is just like a clone of Rider-Waite, I don't need it. But I like the big book. I like hearing why the artist and or creator did what they did for each of the cards, what they took out of it. You know? And, you know, if I had, 10, 20 years under my belt as a tarot reader, maybe I would already have all that, but I'm not. I mean, I don't have that amount of time. I'm still learning and growing with the tarot and learning what's right for me. So, and what meanings I want to get out of it. Because I'll tell you, I don't necessarily like all of the Rider-Waite meanings for the different numbers and stuff. So, I'm still in a growing process. Let's just put it that way. So, I definitely prefer a big, meaty book explaining with good illustrations, well thought out, great stories. So number 5, do you have a new deck ritual? How do you break in a new deck? Do I have a new deck ritual? Well, my new deck ritual really is just if I feel that there's something, let's say, negative associated with the deck, and I usually can feel it. Like, for instance, this one, okay? Because I would say normally I would sage it, and sometimes I do go through and sage them. I really did not feel like I had to with this one. I mean, after watching the rituals that Benebell did with these, and I mean, when you opened it, you could smell. I can't hardly smell it. Yeah, I can't hardly smell it anymore, but I've had these for a couple months. It took a while for the smell to go away, but I could feel the good vibes coming from this deck. Other decks, like this one here that I just got, came in. I got it from Amazon. I ordered it from Amazon yesterday, a couple days ago, and I got it yesterday. It was like a one-day thing. And, I mean, it's not an expensive deck. It's a low Scarabeo. And it, look at, you can see the box is tore up already. There was, and I'm not a huge fan of plastic, don't get me wrong. But I mean, this, when I got it out of the bag, was like half opened. There was nothing protecting the cards. I looked through them. Thankfully, there were none that were, you know, destroyed or, you know, damaged at all. But, I mean, this was still like 22 bucks. I expect a little bit better packaging than that, at least to protect it. It was in a flimsy envelope that was just going all over the place. There was so much room in it, it didn't even keep this shut, you know, and then it tore everything up. So, you know, in that situation, I'm probably going to, I'm sorry, I have started this as my 3rd video. I have been interrupted 2 or 3 times on this one already. My apologies. But what I was trying to say is, in this situation where there was very little care taken in the shipment, I don't know how much care was taken even in the creation of this, the packing of this, anything. So I'm going to be saging all this before I use it. after that, I just like to spend some time going through my deck, looking at every card, reading the guidebook if there's a guidebook that comes with it, and I do an interview. I have not done an interview on all of my decks, but I do intend on doing an interview on all of my decks. So, that answers pretty much both questions. And breaking it in, I just do an interview and I just start working with it. That's it. Maybe I'll start off with daily draws with it, or just go for it. 6, have you ever been disappointed after getting a deck because it felt different than expected? Well, I mean, I definitely was not happy with the care of this one, like I just said. But as far as being disappointed, I can't really think of it, because like I said, whenever I get a deck, I look at it so many times. I might even watch the same walkthrough on YouTube. I can't even tell you how many times before I actually push that button. I'm like a planner. I like to organize. I like to plan ahead. So far, no. 7, do you interview your decks? Oh, okay. Well, that was another question. Yes, I do interview my decks. I have shown. Oh, let me see if I can grab this. Sorry. Yep, you're getting grays. You're getting a shot of grays. I showed this. I got this book at Michael's. They're $5 every day, all the time. You can't get like 50% off and all that, because it's like one of those the lowest price kind of things. It is hardbound. It's quite thick. It's, I mean, even bound really well. So once you open it, you can like leave it open and it stays open for you. So in the beginning, although I do have some tarot reflections, I have tons and tons and tons of my deck interviews. And I use the deck interview format that Katie Flowers created. So, yeah. Yes, I do. Number 8. Do you ever buy decks for a specific purpose, only using it for that one? Yes. Although I don't know if I'm only going to use it for that one. I mean, where is it? Wildwood. Okay. I just got this one, and I got this purposely because you guys, if you've been watching my channel for a little bit of time, you know that I am very new to, sorry, looking at the wrong side. I am very new to, like pagan and witchcraft kind of stuff. So this is the first year I've ever created an altar of any form. It's the first year that I'm even following somewhat, and that's later in the year that I started the Wheel of the Year. So it's all brand spanking new to me, but you know, and I love to learn. And tarot, I love to learn, and I'm still very much a newbie when it comes to that. So I got this. I seen this on several. I've been eyeing it for quite a while. I mean, it's like eye candy, you know. So I got this specifically though because I seen a video by Kelly from The Truth and Story. And this was like a year ago video where she was learning the Wheel of the Year, that how it relates to the tarot using this. And I will put a link up, well, not a link, but a card up above for the walkthrough for this one. So the next question. Also this one, I got this one, which is the Medieval Sigils Tarot, the Segalia Metavalia, or Sajala Metavalia. Not exactly sure how she pronounces it. And this was a deck created by Julianne Victoria from the Peacock's Eyes, or the Peacock, something like that. Sorry, you guys know my memory. Through the Peacock's Eyes. Okay, so that deck, I can't really see doing too many, at least at this point of my development, too many readings, actual readings with these. But I wanted to use these to like really connect with my higher self and really just see what I see in the images. Because, and I've said this story before when I was doing this walkthrough for this one, which I will put the card up above for this one also. One of the first things that even before I started my channel, and well, my channel is from older, but before I started doing videos and before I started this business, Amethyst Ascension, I had this dream, and a sigil like came right across the screen, almost like, I don't know, like it was something that I needed to see. And there was another symbol in there too, which had to do with the alligator or crocodile or something with a dot. But anyways, that's what started me on learning about sigils. So when I seen that she had done that, I had to do it. I had to get it. So 9, do you differentiate between decks that you buy for yourself and decks that you would use for other people? Well, I don't have tons of readings under my belt. However, with saying that, this is just an example of one of the decks that I love it. I think it's really cool. However, I don't know how many other people are going to be totally just really wanting a reading done with something like this. So I think this is more for me, just because I really think it's cool. And it was actually a gift from my husband, because I had seen a walkthrough of this. I can't even remember where I seen the walkthrough. And I thought, oh my gosh, because that's normally not my style whatsoever. You know, I like things pretty and on the lighter side, definitely not the darker. And then and then I seen this one, I'm like, oh, okay, I think I like it. But I probably won't use it for, we'll see. You might get that perfect client that just loves that kind of stuff, and you know what? You know, and there you go. But for now, that's how I see it. 10. What is one thing that you wish deck creators would do more of, or stop doing? Okay. So, this one. I like the box. I don't mind the box at all. But, and the book is wonderful. But you see this little insert that they're in? If that went all the way down, that would be great. It doesn't. I can't get, they didn't put the holes deep enough down for me to get that. So in order to get the whole thing, I got to do it upside down in order to get the last, that many. I don't want to do that, and I have to tip it upside down because you don't, see, you can see, it does not go all the way down. Which is just a little, I mean, if you're going to put little holes on the sides, put them all the way down so that you can use that as a guide to get them out. That's one little nitpicky thing. So I wish they would do that. Many decks, not this one. I really like the borders on this one. But many decks just look so much better when the artwork goes all the way to the, you know, to the borders. Or there is no borders, I should say, all the way to the edge. So I wished more would take that into consideration. However, I'm sure that that is one thing that's maybe not so easy. looking at a printer standpoint, because it might not be as easy to line up the images on the cards. And another thing, and I hate to be, gosh man, I hate tuck boxes. I love this deck even from, you know, Julianne, Victoria, but I don't like tuck boxes. They easily fall apart over time. So, but, what is another thing that you wish deck creators would do more of or stop doing? I like a cohesive theme also. I watched this particular hashtag over at Art and Tarot by D, and the deck that she was showing at the end, I mean, she's friggin' hilarious. She was just like throwing the cards behind her. I definitely guarantee I definitely recommend going and watching that. That deck is exactly, in my opinion, what not to do. It was, you know, not a good deck by any means that I could see. And I don't like to say that. But like she said, it's almost like they gave up on the deck. You know, like they got halfway through and thought, I'm just tired, or I've had so many problems. I know I got a deadline, or I know I got to get this out or whatever. So they just spit out whatever they could in order to finish up the deck. So, but that's probably another reason why I watch videos, unboxings, blah, 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 blah. Look at as many pictures as I can. I go on, even on Amazon, when I'm buying one, I'll look at all the reviews. Sometimes they have short little videos, but they have pictures, tons of pictures. And if I don't see that, then the next thing I do is go to Amazon or to YouTube, and I'm looking definitely for as many walkthroughs as I can get. And I watch several before I push that button. So, that's the only thing I can think of. You know, I'm still really new to, you know, I'm just shy of 2 years of having anything to do with tarot and oracle. So I don't have nearly the collection that many people do, or the time and experience that many people do. So all of these are just based on where I'm at right now in my development. But as I said, this was the Shopping for Tarot hashtag that was started by LadyKnight of Avalon. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I hope that you are doing this video as well. I've watched a few, and I'm still continuing to watch them. So I'm sending you guys all love and light. Thank you.